A gun zealot build has been on my mind for a while, but I can never seem to get it right. And that's probably because zealot as a class isn't meant to be a gunner class. So I stared at the talent tree and magically appeared a rather unique playstyle. And I didn't want to shy away from what zealots are known for, which is getting into the fray and then chopping off the limbs. So in these builds we will try to stay true to what the class is good for. Before we get into the next topic, I would like to preface by saying I know the best blessings for the Recon Lasgun are Dum Dum, Infernus, and Deathspitter. But as you should know by now, we will be trying something different. Hit and Run is a blessing for the Recon Lasgun that provides you immunity to range attacks for 1 second on close range kill, which is about 12.5 meters or under, just like its superior counterpart, Ghost. The immunity to range attacks will actually proc your on-dodge effects as long as you were shot at during the duration. So this means things like Second Wind, Duelist, and Dance of Death. What this allows you to do is to walk into a room full of gunners and start mowing them down, while at the same time regaining 15% toughness from Second Wind, 50% weak spot and critical hit damage from Duelist, and reducing your spread and recoil from Dance of Death. Not to mention, you aren't taking any range damage during this, assuming you are picking up kills fast enough in a 12.5 meter radius. Now, from my experience, you are better off running something like Infernus and Dum Dum. However, I thought this was a neat interaction maybe some people don't know about. And this also made you feel like a Terminator slowly walking into a room, spraying everything down without even getting touched. Another thing to note is the interaction is very strange because I couldn't seem to get it to proc against the elite gunners. I can only get it to proc against the smaller gunners who shoot at you. I think they should at least buff the time Hit and Run is active to make it feel a bit better. I mean, after all, Ghost lasts longer and is easier to proc than what Hit and Run is. Now, I tried a few different things, like combining the voice of Terra and Stalwart. And with both things together, this actually ends up netting you about 10 toughness per ranged kill, which is kinda cool. But you're actually just better off running Second Wind, as it will net you more and is arguably easier to proc. So I decided to keep it simple and run a normal, what I would call a normal crit build. And for this, we're actually sacrificing 10% crit chance, and we pick up Anointing Blood, which is 25% more range damage the closer we are to the target. The ranged weapon we run is, of course, the Recon Lasgun, like I had mentioned before. I'm running Flak on the modifier because a lot of the enemies have Flak modifier, and this will help you kill things faster with the proc Hit and Run. The other perk I'm running is Maniac to help with Ragers, but I noticed this thing already does well against that. So feel free to change it to 5% crit chance or anything else you would like. The other blessing we are running is Infernus. This will give you burn stacks on crit up to 12 stacks. These stacks end up doing a lot of damage for us since we are using the Pew Pew laser gun, which for at least this particular lasgun, each crit you do is 3 shots. So basically, if you proc 1 crit, the next 3 shots will count as a crit. And the only problem I can see with using this is the burn kills actually do not proc Hit and Run. So if the enemy dies by a burn tick, it will not proc Hit and Run. You can only proc it off doing damage from the gun itself. The melee weapon I chose to run with this is the Mark III Eviscerator because, well, it has a sexy moveset, and you can take care of some problems the Recon Lasgun cannot. For example, I'm running 25% damage to Carapace to guarantee a kill on a Crusher with our ult, Fury of the Faithful. The proper way of handling Crushers with an Eviscerator is to first, rev it up, second, heavy attack swing in the face, and third, as soon as you land the hit, you want to ult. This will guarantee you a kill with a Crusher, and after getting the kill, you notice that your screen is still orange, which indicates that you will still have your ult buff. So you can quickly rev it up again, and then heavy attack into your next target for a guaranteed crit and 25% extra damage. The blessings we are running for this Eviscerator are Shred, giving you 4% crit chance stacking up to 5 times on chained hit. Chained hit means every attack you hit without missing. When you miss an attack, you lose all of your stacks. And the crit chance is good for keeping you durable and increasing your DPS. It'll also help you with your cooldown on your ult. And the last blessing we are running is Rampage, which gives us 36% extra damage when you hit 3 or more enemies. But funny enough, I'm pretty sure they changed Rampage to Power a long time ago and never fixed the tooltip for it. I imagine that it is still not fixed, which Power, now renamed to what I believe is called Strength, gives you more damage, cleave, and impact. For the Curios, we are running +3 to max stamina, +21% max health, and +17% toughness. We run 12% stamina regen, 4% combat ability regeneration, and 5% toughness on each and every single one of them. And we run +3 to max stamina and stamina regen on because the Mark III Eviscerator is very push attack heavy. It is very good for clearing hordes. And then we run combat ability regeneration because it pairs well with Invocation of Death, giving you your ult faster. And then we run toughness just because I like to have more toughness. But you could run anything else that you would like, whether it be health or damage resistance to a specific enemy, etc, etc. But those are the Curios we are running for this current build. My biggest purpose of this video is to strike a discussion with everyone about blessings. Along with me trying to give you guys a build you can try out for yourself, something different that you can use. Even though it might not be the greatest, it still could be fun to use. And what I mean by a discussion about blessings is with the new patch unlocked and loaded, I was really hoping for more blessings to be kind of reworked, or maybe just more to the blessings, like if they add X amount of this damage to it or something like that, because some of the blessings are pretty weak. For example, Rev It Up is something I will probably never use on my Eviscerator, but what if it instead gave you 2 revs instead of 1 rev? Kind of like how the Power Sword's energized hits work, where you get multiple hits from your sword being powered up. Now Rev It Up can do the same thing, to where you can get 2 revs off instead of just 1. I want to hear some of your guys' thoughts and some changes they can make. Leave a comment down below and let's hear some of your guys' ideas.